In this video, we're going to be talking about interfacing. Interfacing is also known as a stabilizer. What it is a white, light piece of fabric that when ironed on to your fabric piece cut out of your pattern, once it cools, it becomes stiffer. This is why it's used for collars or for buttonhole placements and such. So the fabric holds up the shape a lot better. The heavier grade the interfacing is, the stiffer the fabric will become. So we're going to be showing you how to apply it here. In order to find out how much interfacing you need for your pattern, you're going to look at the back of your envelope that your pattern came in. So this is the back of mine. I'm doing the jacket. If you look right here, it says interfacing 1 3/8 yards of 22 to 25 inch lightweight fusible. So this is good because it tells you how much you need, what width. Usually interfacing is around 20 to 25 inches. It's usually all the same width. And then what grade. This is going to be lightweight. If it would be heavyweight, it would say heavyweight, or it would say midweight if you need something medium, but this is lightweight. So once you know how much and you get that, you're then going to consult the directions that come with pattern, and this shows you how to lay it out. So it shows what pieces need the interfacing. We need 2 of the number 5 pattern, and we need 1 of the 3, which is more likely a collar, and then we need 1 of number 6 here. So this shows you what pieces and then how much you need of each piece. This is single thickness, so it's not folded in half. It doesn't say fold or anything like that. So it's just going to be a single layer with your pattern pieces laid out, and then we're going to cut out each of these pieces. So I have my interfacing laid out here. As you can see, it's not very wide. This is only a single layer of interfacing. It's not folded in half. I've already started pinning my pattern pieces here. Your pattern pieces are going to be the same size as the rest of the pattern that you cut out. So if you actually look on your pieces, it'll say cut 2 of fabric, cut 2 of interfacing on it. So that's also very helpful. I only have 1 of this pattern piece though, and since I really don't have the room to fold this in half, I pin 1, I'm going to cut this out, and then I'm going to flip it so it's an exact mirror and put it over on this side. The reason why I need to do this is because if you look, you'll see these little dots all over on this side. These dots is the glue. It's only on one side. This side is just soft and white and doesn't have any glue on it. These little dots, when heated, will fuse with your fabric. So we need one side for one piece of fabric, and then the complete opposite for other fabric piece that's also the number 5. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this one out, and we're going to talk about the number 3 here. So here I have my number 3 pattern, which is the collar. Now this is actually half of the collar. It's normally placed on the fold of my fabric, but in this case I can't do that because I don't have enough of interfacing here. So what I'm going to do, I just loosely pinned it down. I'm going to take my fabric marker and I'm going to draw an outline around this whole piece. After I've done that, I'm then going to take it off, I'm going to unpin it and take it apart, and I'm going to flip it into the other direction in order to create a whole collar. So I went ahead and drew an outline around my pattern, including the notches. You still need to have those so you can match them to your fabric piece. And now I'm going to flip this over, match it up to my end, and now I'm going to pin this side. So I'm just going to go ahead and keep this side pinned. I'm not going to draw the blue line as my guide. And once I cut this out, I'm then going to cut out along the blue line. And so I'll have a single uniform piece of collar, which is exactly what I need for my project. So now I'm going to be applying my interfacing to my fabric piece. I have it with the glue side down. I lift this up. This is the side that has the dots of glue, which goes to the wrong side of my fabric piece. So this is the right side of my fabric piece. This is the wrong side. This is the glue side, and this is the other side of the interfacing. So we're just gonna sandwich all this together. And you're not gonna stick any pins in it. You just wanna very carefully line it up, lay it down. Then you're gonna get a piece of light cloth. I use an old pillowcase that I have. You're gonna run it through the water, then wring it out, getting out all the excess water. Once you've done that, you're then gonna very carefully lie it down over your piece. Be sure not to move your interfacing. Your iron, you're gonna want it to be really hot. You're gonna put your iron at the setting you would use for the fabric. So if you're doing cotton, you'd wanna do it at a pretty hot setting, the cotton setting. If it's a wool, you're gonna do sort of the medium heat. So you're just gonna make sure that it's at the correct heat. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your iron and press firmly over one area of your piece. And I would keep it down for about 10 seconds. Then I'm very carefully gonna pick that up and move it over to my next area. And you hear a little sizzling, and that's the water in my pillowcase kind of steaming up, warming the glue in my interfacing and hopefully fusing with my piece underneath. So I'm gonna move it now. And I'm going to do this for my whole piece. If your cloth starts to dry out, you just put it under the water again and heat it up for a little bit. Just make sure that it's not soaking wet, it's just damp. So I did most of it. Let's see if it worked. And I have to do this corner again, but as you can see, it's pretty much sticking to my fabric here. So that's exactly what you want it to do. And then you're gonna treat it like it's a regular fabric piece that you would just normally just go ahead and sew with. So this is gonna be part of my collar.